Today we're going to be looking at three main sections of the new 4.0 competition structure. We're going to be looking at athlete selection, athlete responsibilities, and program benefits. These are going to be the main three areas that have changed the most, and we wanted to bring up clearly. There are other smaller, subtle changes, but these ones are the ones that have the most impact on all of our athletes. So to begin, athlete selection. For athlete selection, we've been trying to figure out how to give the best experience to athletes coming into the program. And we were trying to find where the sweet spot was of opening it up to as many people as possible, while also not turning people away and making it too hard once they're in the program. So we've settled on a minimum age of 8 years old, 12 months of training, having competed at least twice, and then class behavior, technical skill, physical strength, and mental resilience, the usual sort of stuff. Now, this won't affect many of you guys, but we do have some new students that are deciding to join, and this information will be important for them. Moving on to the athlete responsibilities. So the athlete responsibilities have stayed more or less the same, but we have now condensed them a little better. So we've got the training schedule, the conduct and etiquette, and the homework components. So the training schedule will remain unchanged. We must have a minimum of 3 training sessions per week. And we are going to have everyone allocated into either the development squad or the advanced squad. The development squad trains at Friday 4:50 for their compulsory class, and the advanced squad trains at Saturday 2:15 for their compulsory class. We expect all participants or athletes in the program to participate in all compulsory events. So that'll include the competitions, the monthly comp trainings, etc., stuff like that. We can only miss 3 compulsory classes per season. It is further outlined in the larger document, but generally speaking, you can miss 3 classes with no reason. Of course, if you're sick or injured, that will change the situation. And a competition or event counts as 2 classes. So if you miss a competition in 1 class, that's your 3. And then the usual, we must bring a mouthguard, water bottle, and notebook to all kids competition classes. And we highly recommend that everyone attend the training camp, and we'll find out about some of the changes to that soon or later in the document. For conduct and etiquette, we have done a lot of thinking about this because a lot of the comp team are leaders in their class or representatives of Gracie, Barra, Bondi at the highest level. And we're very proud of that. And we want to empower almost our athletes to be able to represent us better. So a lot of them are already doing a very good job, and we'll be giving some more opportunities for you guys to represent us in the future. But for now, all athletes and all parents, for that matter, must behave themselves and conduct themselves in accordance with the values of Gracie Barra. These can be found on the gym, on the entrance when you walk in, with the mission statement, the code of conduct, training etiquette, and student creed. To the best of my knowledge, just about everyone is doing this already. It's more just to have it written down, but you would definitely be able to tell if you weren't following these. They do, things like calling out in class, being disrespectful to coaches, not having the best attitude, are things that we don't usually have in comp team as issues. So you guys are all doing great. Homework has stayed overall the same. Some of the questions are going to be changing with the theme, but we will still be keeping our daily journaling with 3 gratitudes, 2 actions towards our goals that we will be picking at the start of the season, and 1 thing to improve. Our weekly questions have been changed to better reflect the goals of each program. So they're going to be a little bit more focused on the actual techniques covered in class and a little bit more problem solving than they were before. But they should still only be taking about 30 minutes a week total for the kids. So it shouldn't be interrupting or getting in the way of schoolwork or anything like that. Now, program benefits. This is the big one. So on the left, we have everything that we had before. We have redone the curriculums again. We have kept the exclusive classes for Friday and Saturday. And we've added a little bit more with the advanced classes. The personalized coaching and the competition coaching, as per usual, you'll have guaranteed coaching back to that in the future. But the new stuff is predominantly on the right. The GB Bondi shop benefits, the in-house events we've all seen before, the team captains, and the competition registration service. So we've got a bit to get through, so bear with me. Classes and coaching. We have redone all of the curriculums now to follow a linear progression from over about 3 years, from LC2 Advanced all the way through to the Advanced Squad. So the techniques selected in the LC2 Advanced program directly feed into the techniques in the development program, which then directly feed into the advanced program. So now even when training in the normal LC2 or juniors classes, the athletes will be practicing techniques that do later on feed into what they're already learning in comp team. So it keeps them in a perpetually learning state, hopefully. We have redone the development squad curriculum, again, to better match the new goals of the program. And the advanced squad curriculum has also been redone, again, to better match its goals. The kids competition classes have remained the same. We've got Friday at 4:50. The only difference now is the 4:50 class goes until 6:45 instead of 6:30. I've managed to squeeze an extra 15 minutes to make it official instead of running late every class. We have the personalized coaching. So now with the addition of the advanced classes, we are hoping to help remind the competition team athletes of the moves they've been learning in comp class during their regular classes, giving them a little bit more special attention so they can further practice and develop their styles, not just in comp class. And competition coaching, all athletes are guaranteed coaching at the events that are compulsory. So we will get to that at the end of the presentation, but for this season, I believe it is the Sydney Cup that we've had to select just for the time. The in-house events. So we have our 2 in-house events, our holiday trading camp. We've got the open mat as well. So we've all had these before, generally been pretty well received. There will be some new changes to the holiday training camp that we'll see later on in the presentation. We get to the shop benefits and the open mat. As good news, we have expanded to 5 new schools. So we're hoping to have a really big turnout from now on with somewhere upwards of 40 kids. So we're very excited for that. And we can't wait for you guys to get all that good training. Our shop benefits. So all athletes in the comp team are now going to receive 10% off on any purchases they make in the GB Bondi shop. We wanted to make sure we could give back to everyone in the best way we could, and everyone needs to buy uniforms or shirts or something. So we figured that might be something that will help. There's also going to be the GB Bondi shop vouchers, which we will be giving out for the camps. So we'll get to that just in a moment. And lastly, we have discounted registration to all seminars hosted at Gracie Barra Bondi. If we do have any seminars that the kids are interested in, such as if I run a seminar or if we have a guest teaching, there will be a reduced rate for all the comp team for them to participate, because it is important for us for them to have the highest level of teaching. So the shop vouchers, this is one of the more exciting parts of the benefits, at least for me. Gracie Barra Bondi, we had to do a bit of math, but we have arranged it in this way that we can now donate all the profits that we were making from the comp team and redistribute them back to the athletes. So the way that this is going to work is for every athlete that participates in the camp, they'll be receiving a GB Bondi shop voucher, and that they can use throughout the store that we have here. Now, that will also count your 10% discount. So, you'll be getting the voucher and the things you'll be buying will be at a reduced rate. The amount that we can give back is directly linked to how many people go. According to the math that I've done, we do want to test the numbers before we confirm this, but currently it's looking at, if we have 8 kids, it's about $65. And if we have 10 kids, it's about $100. So anything past 9 and very quickly, the return or the size of the voucher gets much larger. So with a program of 16 kids, there is a chance of a pretty substantiated voucher. So that's something that I've been really looking forward to. Now, the shop vouchers do have restrictions because they do end up getting pretty, let's say, open as we move forward. So the vouchers are not only limited to the items we sell here at GB Bondi, they can also be put towards GB Wear gift vouchers, flights, and competition registration. So this is where we start kind of hoping to give back in more diverse ways. However, we do want to make sure that all the athletes have some required items before they can start using it for competition registrations or flights, etc. So as it's shown in this pretty little image, we're going to have 4 main tiers. And to progress up the tiers, you must have all the items below. So if any of the kids play video games, this is a pretty standard structure for progression through items. So starting off with all athletes having the red t-shirt and red hoodie, then GB foundations, which can be purchased on GB Online, one of the Gracie Barra backpacks, the no-gi set, a kimono, which everyone should have. And once all those items are owned by the athlete, then they can start putting their vouchers towards pretty much anything under the sun that we can provide. This being said, vouchers do expire within 12 months of being awarded. So you can kind of stockpile 4 camps worth of vouchers, but after 12 months, one of them is going to expire. So just something to keep in mind. So for example, if you go to the January camp, you could use that voucher for the Pan Pacific flight at the end of the year. But apart from that, we are trying to keep this as, let's say, unlocked as possible. We are trying to do this to help give back to the athletes and the athletes' families. So we don't want to try and make it more of a hassle. We're trying to make it as diverse and easy to use as possible. This then also leads into our team captains. So this, I would say, is our biggest change of the program. So Gracie Barra Bondi will be, and the coaching staff will be electing 4 team captains every 6 months. And these team captains are going to be representatives of the programs. So everyone, anyone can be picked, but as we get into what's required to be picked, it becomes a little bit harder to do. So it's a lot, and it is all clearly outlined in the big document if you want to check in the chat, just because I couldn't fit everything on one slide. But the team captains are going to be selected based on being in the competition program for 1 year, their positive impact on the program. This would be things like creating camaraderie, helping other teammates, stuff like that. Their overall behavior and attitude, and their technical skills. We are considering competition performance, but not as a primary factor. Professor Pedro always has a very big emphasis on the development of character being more important than competition results. Especially when I started competing, he made it very clear to me that being a gold medalist is great, but if you aren't helping your team, or you're not giving back, or you're not supporting everyone else around you who's helping you, it doesn't make much of a difference. So we are definitely prioritizing teammates who are mature, supporting each other, and helping the rest of the team improve above all else. These team captains will be receiving a few more benefits on top of the ones outlined already. So they'll be getting further discounts on everything at the GB shop, anywhere from 15 to 25%, depending on the item and what we can kind of rustle around in the system. Essentially, the greatest discount we can give to the athlete. They also receive 50% off the Unlimited Kids membership. So if you were paying our $60 a week for the Unlimited, it'll be cut down to 30. This will not be stacking with other discounts. So some people, such as ambassadors, might already have a 50%. It will just stay at the 50% instead of going further down. And all team captains will be receiving 2 vouchers per camp instead of the standard 1. So instead of receiving the $160 or $100 voucher, they get 2. And that one is provided by Gracie Barra Bondi. And lastly, team captains are given employment opportunities at Gracie Barra Bondi as assistant instructors for kids classes and other sort of events if they so choose. So they do not have to. Some people logistically can't make it work, or they want to focus on school. We understand. but if they would like, the opportunity is there. And I think this is one of the more concrete ways that we're showing that we care more about the maturity, the dedication to helping our teammates than just winning, because we do want to see that dedication to helping other people in these sort of job opportunities. Now, there are some added responsibilities for the team captain, mainly because they are the highest level of representation Gracie Barra Bondi has for children. So the only thing that might be higher than this is being an ambassador. Apart from that, this is the creme de la creme. So they must attend all compulsory events for those 6 months. So this is now not a, oh, we can miss one, it must be there for all of them. They must wear GB apparel to and from training. So something as simple as the red t-shirt or just a rash guard when they walk in and when they walk out, just to further help represent Gracie Barra out and about. And they must set a positive and outstanding example for the rest of the program and all of the GB students. Again, linking back into us being more focused on the attitude and maturity than we are with the performance and competition. We really want to have team captains that are helping motivate the rest of the program, uniting all the athletes we have, making the kids' classes a more positive experience for everyone, etc. Are there any questions on the team captain slide? Just because this one has a lot. Is that Toby? I'm sorry, everyone's really small for me. Toby, yes.
You know, you said you wear your apparel to training.
Yes.
Does that count as a gi? Like if you wear your gi to training?
Absolutely. If you come in your gi, that is GB wear apparel. Okay, hold on. I have to try to move this. Alicia, is that you? Yes, Alicia.
What if you come straight from school to jiu-jitsu?
You can take a jiu-jitsu shirt to school.
But you wear, what if you wear a dress? That means you have to like bring everything like pants too.
You just have to wear one item.
What?
As in like, just like the shirt. Or whatever you bring your jiu-jitsu gear in, put the shirt in there, and then before you walk in the gym, put on the shirt.
Okay.
Thank you. I do get that it can be a little annoying, but that is kind of part of the responsibility. And, you know, most of the people we're considering for team captains are older enough to be able to transport a shirt. It's not too much. If it was a gi, I'd get it. Are there any other questions that I'm not seeing? If I haven't seen your question, feel free to type it in the chat and we will get to all the questions in the chat at the end of the meeting. So if you do want to say something and I didn't see you, just type it in the chat and we'll get to it at the end. We are also starting the competition registration service this season. Now, this service will come in two main parts. Smooth Comp has given us a new option to help manage athletes and their registrations that we want to take full advantage of. So we will be asking that all Gracie Barra Bondi parents change their child's academy to Gracie Barra Bondi. Once that is done, and almost all of you have done it, that then gives us executive access to either edit registrations or sign up athletes to competitions. Now, you guys can continue to do registrations and so on if you would like, but for those who do struggle to remember when competitions are, they miss out on the early bird discount, there's a lot of stress going on externally, which we understand, you can opt in and Gracie Barra Bondi will sign you up instead. So we will automatically sign you up to all compulsory events at the start of the season, and then you guys can come in and pay for them at the desk by tapping your card. This is just an optional service we're providing. No one has to do it if they don't want to, but it's just available as a way to make it easier. This also ties in if you would like us to use a voucher to pay for a competition registration. It does make it a lot easier for us if we have the voucher and we sign you up as well, because then we can just reduce the amount that you pay at the end. Along with this, all parents that opt in will get this email reminders, updates, just to make sure they stay on top of when the dates are, etc., to avoid any oops, I forgot moments. Are there any questions on this one? Because this one I figured might raise some problems. I can't see everyone. Oh, here you go. Kaito, yes.
Hi, Ricky. How are you?
Hello. Well, thank you.
Great. We come from a headquarters, so still when you do, competition, registration, can we do it in Gracie, Barra, Bondi?
So, as of right now, I'm in contact with SmoothComp to see if we can organize something, but we don't want anyone to change from their home school online. The only way we can do this is if you put Gracie Barra Bondi, but we don't want to disrespect H quarters or start making the points for SmoothComp change. So for now, at least for the season, we'll ask that non-GB Bondi members stay under their school. And hopefully by next season, I'll have a solution where I can also access other schools, students, and fix it there. No problem.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
I think I had another hand come up. I've lost it. Okay. For those wondering how to set Gracie Barra Bondi as their academy, there will be tutorial links in the mega document. It's also linked in the program responsibilities document. You guys will receive links to all of these at the end. It's a really easy thing once you have little pictures in front of you. So that's going to be everything for the program benefits that has changed. And we do need to discuss the fees just to make sure everyone's clear and on the same page. For the fees, as we are training 3 times a week, all members are expected to pay the unlimited weekly membership at their home gym. So some students train at Gracie Barra Sydney, some train at St. Peter's, sorry. So we understand that it's different prices depending on where you are, but for those students who are at Gracie Barra Bondi, it is the $60 per week plan. Now, there are a few situations that we've been made aware of, and we have discussed with certain parents in the past for financial situations. So everyone will be contacted individually to confirm the updated membership prices or discuss what we can do. There are also the team captains who aren't doing that. And there's also our legacy members who are also on a different sort of thing. So just to avoid confusion, we're contacting everyone one by one to make sure everything gets sorted that way. Does that make sense to everybody? Is that a hand up? Liam, is your dad trying to put his hand up? Okay, cool, sweet. Beautiful. No questions there, lovely. And I believe Q&A time. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to put your hand up. I will be reading the ones in the chat first though, and then go into hands. So you don't want to get your arm too tired. Okay, cool. So I'll start with Liam. It is not $60 on top of the membership. The membership just becomes $60 a week. That is the unlimited membership for children. So I believe that the standard 2 times a week is $50. It just goes up to $60, just $10 more, and only for you. So if you have siblings that also train, they stay the same, just your individual goes up. Toby, yes.
I'm competing this weekend in no-gi as well, and I don't have Gracie Barra shorts. So what should I do?
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, for the case of this weekend, I don't think, do we have child no-gi shorts? No. So you're all good. Yeah.
Just wear board shorts?
So competitions do have certain restrictions on what no-gi shorts you can wear.
Yep.
I believe Saturday, is it Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday's Jiu-Jiteros, you'd probably have to buy like some Venom shorts or something.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, mate.
No problem. Are there any other questions about anything else that we've mentioned today? I'm just scroll through everyone's camera. Kevin, is that a question? Yes, beautiful. Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah, Ricky, I'm asking about something different for the grappling industry competition this Sunday, right? And I can see the smooth.com. That's a venue is a
Yeah.
Blacktown Leisure Center.
Yeah.
Blacktown. Okay, only I can follow this address, right? And the time
Absolutely.
is make sure with you. Yeah. Time. What time started? This
I
one
believe
is.
Grappling Industries opens their doors at 7:30 and the event starts at 9 p.m. I haven't checked what
All right,
time
it's
everyone's
open.
fighting, but I believe Kevin
Yeah.
would be from 9 to 10:30.
All right. Yes, do this one is with the Nogi and Key together, right?
I wouldn't know off the top of my head, but Grappling Industries does traditionally do no.
Right. Thank you. Thanks so much.
No
That's it.
problem. Okay, perfecto. If you do have any more questions about what's in the document, guys, please feel free to write them in the chat. Oh, hold on. When does competition team class start? Classes start on February 4th, which is next week on Friday, with the development squad at 4:50. Everyone should have received their email, which clarifies what program they're going to be in between the development and the advanced. If you're unsure, please feel free to email us in or ask now, and we can get that sorted. Again, if there are any other questions, feel free to type them in. While we're doing that, we will look at the events of the season. Is that a question, Alicia? Or is your dad just dancing? Question. Okay, cool.
Friday, you said 4:50.
Yes.
4:50 p.m. What development squad? So that means that it's not a normal class anymore.
4:50 on Friday has always been a competition team class.
Oh shoot! There you go. Never mind.
Okay, all good. We get confused sometimes. So it's the same time, except now the Friday class has been extended to just about 2 hours as well. We have a question from, yes, so this is something that we've outlined in the document because it was creating a lot of confusion. Advanced squad athletes can still train in the development squad class. So Saturday kids can train on Friday. Friday kids, the development squad, cannot train in the advanced class, mainly because they're much bigger and the classes are much more advanced, technically speaking. So it's harder for the development squad to understand what's going on, and then there's a higher risk of injury. So that's really important to remember. Friday development squad athletes cannot come for Saturday, but Saturday athletes can come to Friday. I have a question coming in from John. Let me, bam. Sorry, John. I can not see everyone at once.
It's Samson here.
Oh, hey, Samson.
Hi. Can kids from other gyms like me from Sydney, can they qualify for the captain's program?
Yes. So anyone can qualify for the captain's program. It does complicate it a little bit because I understand that, it's particularly for you living far away. Working at Bondi might not be the most incentivizing benefit because you can't really make it here some days. And having to shop at Bondi instead of at your local, easy to access school isn't as cool. But that being said, if athletes from outside are committed enough and making a large enough impact, then they are more than able to qualify. I will say it is a lot harder because let's just, for example, say Toby is here 4 or 5 days a week, and it makes it a lot easier to be able for him to be able to motivate everyone and pump them up than it would be for you to do in one day, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. If you come in with brownies every week, you're pumping everybody up, they get custom signs, then there's definitely a chance. Does that make sense, Samson? Oh, okay, I think it's, yeah. Alicia?
If you're in the development squad, does that at what point would you move to the advanced one?
Excellent question. So this is also outlined in the big document, and it is something that we put a lot of thought into for the 4.0 curriculum, because a lot of athletes are looking to transition in the next year. So essentially, it will go down to the coach's discretion. The staff will have a big meeting and we'll kind of look at every season, who can we move up and etc. We're looking at three main things. One, attitude. Attitude is going to make a very big difference. Predominantly, mentality towards training, their sort of commitment to homework, how much attention they're paying in class, their technical skill, if they have a good understanding of the development squad curriculum, of the advanced classes, if they can, very well communicate and execute techniques, and their size or age. So this one was one that we wanted to add this season because we have realized that safety-wise, even if a student is super committed and really technical, if they're 40 kilos lighter than their training partners, there's a much higher chance of injury that we don't want to risk. So once we think it's time to progress an athlete, based on those three rough criteria and a few more, we'll then approach the families and discuss if they're comfortable and talk to the athlete, etc. Does that answer your question? Do I have, do I have any other hands up? Does anybody else want to ask any questions before we pop into the events? Samson, do you have another question?
No, sorry, I just don't know how to put my hand down.
Oh, I do that. Bam.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm just trying to look through. Beautiful. So I'm just going to quickly show everybody the events of the season with the dates for everyone that wants to write them down and get them all noted. And then we can start distributing the registration links and all the document links because there's so many links this season. Events, and for most of the other documents, we have made smaller versions to try and make it easier for parents who are trying to get to one piece of information. So in the past, we've had issues where people can't find homework, or they can't find what week it is, or they can't find what events we have to do. So now they are all separate, independent little PDFs that we can just kind of shoot out to you guys to hopefully make it easier to find everything. So we're going to be looking at our events one for this season. Bam. Can everybody see our document? Lovely. Good. For this season of 11, we have two compulsory events, the GB Oceania competition training in Gracie Barra HQ on February 12th. They have not yet released the registration link, but we will be emailing those to you when they are sent out. And the Sydney Cup on March 20th. We do understand that a lot of athletes are going to the Initiator Cup. We are also sending a coach, myself, there. We just found it really hard to make it compulsory when it's a week away and registrations close in a few days, and it's the highest fee. So it's not, negatively affect or stress anybody out too much. We just decided to not make it compulsory for this season and instead put the Sydney Cup. We will still be sending a coach, so we don't want to leave you guys high and dry, but that's why we made that decision. So February 12th for the competition training and March 20th for the Sydney Cup. Our in-house events, we have our holiday camp from Monday to Friday on April 11th to 15th, and we will be starting to be doing the vouchers and everything from this camp. So all benefits are in play now. So if you'd like to sign up, you can sign up nice and early. Make sure you put down the date, just because we do have a lot of families want to book holidays and they forget which week of holidays is the camp. So it's the first week of holidays. First week of holidays of April 11th to 15th. We also have our open mat on March 26th. We are getting everyone that's in the Gracie Barra Bondi program is already invited and does not need to register. So when we give you guys the link, it's if you guys want to share it with your friends or anyone that you know that might want to come in. So you guys are all already signed up. It'll be running on the Saturday at 2:15 to 4:15 on March 26th. So everyone is invited, including the development squad. We can all come to that one Saturday class. As some little news, we have contacted Gracie Barra Carlton, Gracie Barra St. Peters, Gracie Barra Pimble, Gracie Barra Caringbah, and all of them have shown a large amount of interest to send anywhere between 5 to 15 athletes. So there is a big chance we end up with at least 40 plus competitors for us to rumble with. So that's something that we're very excited about. And finally, the highly recommended but not compulsory event. We do have nationals coming up on Saturday and Sunday, February 26th and 7th in Melbourne. Now, of course, we understand everyone can make it to Melbourne. We do not want to make this compulsory or stressful, but it is pretty cool to fight at nationals. From personal experience, it's pretty cool. And it's a really good opportunity to kind of get everybody used to a higher level of competition. Once you do nationals or Pan Pacific, things like the Sydney Cup or the Autumn Cup seem a lot easier and generally make you a lot less nervous. And then there's small things on the bottom. Depending on COVID restrictions, these events may change. And if anyone has any personal issues with safety or COVID restrictions or medical issues, please contact us and we'd love to discuss it and make sure everyone feels comfortable and safe. And finally, all students are expected to wear the 2020 or 2021 GB competition t-shirt to all competitions, including the compulsory ones mentioned above. So if you do not yet have a competition red t-shirt, please get one, as we'll be needing it for the competitions that we participate in this season. Perfect. Are there any questions on any of those events, dates, anything like that? And also to clarify, so for anyone that opts into the competition registration service, they will be automatically signed up to the monthly competition training at HQ and the Sydney Cup as the two compulsory events. Yes, James.
Is that one right? It doesn't say nationals, but is that the one? Is that nationals?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
They for some reason didn't want to call it nationals, but it is then later stated as nationals. So the Australian National Championships, but they call it the Australian Premier event for some reason.
Right.
But the link is also in the document, which we'll be sharing with everyone shortly. So is that good for everyone? No questions? Olivia or Marcelo?
How come Sydney Cup isn't on Smooth Comp yet?
I'm not sure, if I'm totally honest with you. So AFBJJ, the Australian Federation of Jiu-Jitsu, has announced that Sydney Cup is officially happening in like a month and a half, but it's not on Smooth Comp. So I personally trust AFBJJ. They've been pretty accurate with their yearly schedules. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I do trust that the tournament is on. So once it's on Smooth Comp, we'll send everyone an email with a link to sign up. Perfect. Now, this is just advice for everyone. These slides are a condensed version of what's in the new document. I understand it is long, but especially because we've had such a large structural change, I do think it's important for all parents and all athletes to read the document. I know, reading sucks. It's painful. But as the person who wrote all of it, or at least a large majority of it, it does have a lot of information that I feel is important for everyone to know. I have noticed over the last few seasons a lot of students not quite knowing what is expected of them in the program. Like they don't know that they're meant to do homework. They don't know what week it is. They don't know that they have to train 3 times a week. They don't know about the tournaments. And these are the sort of responsibilities that we want the athletes to be aware of and to be doing consciously to, help them have their pride in the program and also in their achievements. So it is linked in the chat. We're going to link that in the chat. We're going to link the event page in the chat. And then we're going to link the registration link for everyone to confirm they'd like to join the program. Before you do that, I recommend at least skimming. It has a really nice table of contents, so you can just kind of click on the headings you want and just kind of jump around the document easily and then just do that. So I would recommend looking at the development squad and advanced squad program visions. Those are really cool. And then the parent responsibilities and athlete responsibilities. Those are the most important ones, I would say, just to make sure that you kind of are really aware of where the program's trying to go and what you're going to be learning in class. Does that make sense? So also just to clarify all the smaller documents, so everything that you could possibly want to know, what compulsory events there are, how you can transition, etc., from development to advanced, that's all in the program outline. It is a pretty all-inclusive document, if I say so myself. We at Bondi tried very hard to make sure that everything is covered in there. So hopefully it would be a one-stop shop for all any questions you guys have about the competition team. I think I have a question from Jamie.
So for the third link, is that for my dad, or is that for me, the third one?
One is for both of us. One of the changes we made to the registration in the 4.0 program is it now requires a signature from both the athlete and the parent. So you both have to do it together. The program responsibilities document is linked. So there is something for you guys to read there, but I do strongly recommend reading the whole program outline, or at least the program outline that affects you before signing that. If that's everything, thank you all so much for coming. We're actually running perfectly on time. This is such a rarity for me. Thank you all so much for coming, guys. I know it's time out of your day, so thank you again so much for your commitment to the program. We are really excited to share the new 4.0 structure with everyone and be able to give back a little more concretely and really help build this program into something unique, let's say world-class. So thank you all so much for your participation in the program and for your support over the years. I do have to say this, thank you so much to Diva. I've written at least 40 pages worth of content, and she's had to proofread all of it and edit all of it. My writing's not that good. So she's next week, and everyone just little clap to Diva. She's did a really good job. Yeah, she's put in way too much time into this as well. Professor Pedro also had a very big part to play. So thank you to him as well. He did a lot of the concept idea development work with me, especially over like the Christmas, New Year period, early January. So he was very happy. We had a meeting on Australia Day as well for 2 hours. So he's been giving up a lot of holiday time to try and make sure that we give you guys the best product we can. So thank you, everybody. You guys have been a delight. Can't wait to share the next season with you guys. And to answer our last question, we do have red t-shirts in stock. So if anyone would like to come in and buy them for their classes next week, you can get them there. Sound good? Perfecto. Thank you everybody so much. And I will see you guys in class tomorrow next week, whenever I see you. Bye guys.